Good evening, Ranger painters. It's Monday, so it must be Morphin time. Today we're going to get back into our Zeo Ranger project here. We've run through most of the Zeo Rangers at this point. We've hit up Zeo Ranger 1, Zeo Ranger 2, Zeo Ranger 3, Zeo Ranger 4, and Zeo Ranger 5. That doesn't leave a whole lot left to finish out this series, and personally I'm kind of glad it is. If you watched my Zeo Ranger 5 video, you know what I'm talking about, how I was not too pleased with this series as a whole. Hopefully we can close it out on a high note, since today's Ranger is going to be a little different than the rest of them, because today we're going to be painting Gold Ranger. What's interesting about Gold Ranger is he's going to be a little bit of a different paint style from the rest of the Zeo Rangers, so it's not going to be the same old all over again. We're also going to get a chance to experiment a little bit more with the Citadel contrast paints today, which is certainly a good fun thing. So let's get these other Rangers out of the way, and let's get started. So we've taken the Zeo Ranger, Gold Zeo Ranger out, and we've primed him, cleaned him up a little bit, primed him. We're going to bring out a base of Mechanicus Standard Gray by Citadel. So this is a little bit different than the other Zeo Rangers. All the rest of them, we did our deepest primary color first. On this one, we're going to be starting with a dark gray, and we're just going to be getting this all over the main, I guess we call it the jumpsuit portion of the Gold Ranger suit. We're just going to put it on. We're not going to be too concerned about how it goes over. We're going to be a little sloppy. We're not worried about any of this because this is not going to be our final color, much like in all the other Zeo Ranger footages. So it's going to take us just a minute to get that on. While we're getting that on, I got to tell you, I've shared a few stories here and there about my own childhood with Power Rangers, and the Zeo season is the one where I kind of fell out, started to age out of it. But I got reinvigorated in the Zeo season, which wasn't that impressive to me at the start as a kid. Got reinvigorated, of course, when this Gold Ranger showed up. He's this really cool, oh yeah, jumping around. He's got lightning and a giant pyramid and the gold shield. But I think the coolest part as a kid is the return of the original Red Ranger to play our Gold Ranger in the second half of the Zeo season. One thing that I saw again as an adult, and I didn't really think about, is by the time Jason rejoins the cast in Zeo Power Rangers there are no original Rangers left. I mean, I know Tommy was the Red Ranger, but he didn't show until, episode 18 or so of the original series. And all the rest have been replaced, so it was kind of nice to see, an OG come back in and rejoin the series. So we put aside our Gold Ranger. We're going to let the Mechanicus Standard dry, and we're going to bust out our Citadel color Black Templar Contrast and the Citadel Technical Contrast Medium. I'm using the medium because I'm going to be putting the black over a lot of territory here. Usually if I'm just doing a small spot of contrast, I won't bother with the medium, but the medium does help it flow better. So all I do, and as I've mentioned before, this is probably not the right way to do it, but this is the way I do it and it works for me, is I take my paintbrush, I dip it into the contrast medium, and then I dip the paintbrush into the Black Templar, and I just go straight to the model with it. There are probably better ways to mix it up. In fact, I know there are better ways to mix it up. I just choose not to do them. I'm just trying to do, as I've mentioned several times before, an everyman paint job. This is something anybody can do. I'm not going for a tournament gold standard. I mean, we're going for a gold standard here because it's Gold Ranger, but we're not going for a tournament-winning, award-winning, trophy-getting standard of painting by any stretch. There's plenty of YouTube channels that can teach you how to do that a whole lot better than I can. But we're just taking this Black Templar mix and we're putting it all over everything that we just painted dark gray. And the reason for that is the Black Templar is going to darken everything up, and it's going to leave the highest points a little bit of a lighter color. But when you do the Black Templar over the base coat, which is the Krylon 2X Perfect Gray, it's going to be a lot more splotchy because the undercoat is a lot brighter. And it's going to have not as dark of a coverage. And we want a fairly dark jumpsuit, but we don't want to go through the trouble of actually highlighting all the black ourselves. And you can actually see already, especially around the pants there, some of those highest points are already kind of differentiating themselves, and we're getting some shading in just with using this contrast paint. So we're not going to waste our time doing 4 or 5 layers, adding gray to black to make it look good. So again, going for a tabletop mini. So once that's done and dry, again, you can kind of see already some of that definition, how the light's kind of picking up on some of that suit definition for Gold Ranger there. You can see where the helmet gets picked out. We're going to pull out our Citadel base Abaddon Black and our Citadel base Retributor armor, which is the same base of gold we used for all the other Zeo Rangers. The Abaddon Black is going to go on the handle of the staff, which we didn't have painted before. The Retributor armor obviously is going to go almost everywhere on Gold Ranger. We've got the knee pads, we've got the gloves, we've got around the visor. You'll notice the visor is messy. We're not worried about that. It's going to get filled in with black later. We've got his full shield, and we're going to bust out our Citadel Shade Nuln Oil, and that's going to allow us to bring definition to the Gold Ranger armor without taking a whole lot of effort. And we're just going to put that all over the gold areas there. And we're going to take our Citadel base Abaddon Black, and we're going to take this opportunity to go ahead and pick out some more of the areas that we didn't really like, a little extra coverage on that handle and whatnot. But we're going to bring out our Citadel Liberator Gold. You can actually see, if you look at the model, see the dark spots down inside the shield on his chest. That's where that Nuln oil flowed into. And this Liberator Gold is just here to brighten everything up and give us another layer of bright gold on the Zeo Ranger here. And we're going to transition back out of that fairly quickly. You can kind of see from here, the light's not great in this shot, but we'll better on later. You see the brighter gold there. I'm going to bring out our Citadel base Mephiston Red. This is going to be for that little orb on top of Gold Ranger staff. And we're going to bring out our Citadel base Gray Seer, which is the same base gray we've been using for all the white on the Zeo Rangers. So it's going to be the base for our boots. It's going to be the base for our gloves. Don't forget that the wrist area of the glove is supposed to be gold in the costume, so you're just doing the hand and the forearm below that. So we've got our little dab of red on there. We've got our Gray Seer painted over everything. This one, you get a little better light in this shot. You can see that brighter gold and how Gold Ranger is really brightened up by that. We're going to bring out our Vallejo Game Color Dead White. This is going to be used to highlight the boots and highlight the gloves and highlight the forearm bracers. And it should even make our gold pop a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and apply that, being careful to leave like the gaps in the fingers and whatnot at that gray color to kind of give us that definition. So Gold Ranger is already almost wrapped up. Very simple Ranger to paint. We're going to bust out our Citadel Abaddon Black one last time. This is going to be to do the inside of the Gold Ranger visor. It's going to be to do the top of the base there. And we're going to go ahead and have to bust out one other color to finish this off. Just like every other Ranger, we've done a ring of their color. We're going to do the Liberator Gold ring around the base of Gold Ranger. And we're going to get this all wrapped up, be done with the Zeo Rangers, move into some more interesting projects, hopefully with some more interesting camera work and better video quality going forward. So here we are, our finished Gold Ranger. We've got our gold ring. We've got that bright gold popping out from his shield. The face mask really pops with that black painted into the visor. We've got our bright, crisp white gloves. We got that little dab of red. All in all, very impressive looking figure. Great model to have on the table, whether you play Jason or Trey. And last of our Zeo Rangers, I think he's a fitting end to go out on. Join us next week when we get into a brand new project, probably a villain. Thank you all for watching, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe for additional videos going forward. Thank you all for watching again. Enjoy Morphin Monday. We'll see you next week.